Hey, sorry, I don't know what happened with that last video, but it seemed to have crashed or frozen or something. But I don't have too much more. It looks like my son wants to say hello one more time or show you
June bug.
a June bug. He found a June bug. Maybe that'll be our and a live June bug. That can be our science lesson for the day.
Like
Yeah. All right, go throw it outside or go show it to mommy. She loves June bugs. Okay, so we were talking about the economy during World War II, and understand that the South, they're able to industrialize and businesses do well. They are guaranteed a profit if they produce war goods. The government does something called a cost plus system, where the government pays their cost plus a guaranteed profit. That's a good deal if you're a business. Do we have crazy inflation that some wars bring about? No, the government got so big and powerful that they controlled inflation. They have rationing, they have price controls. Just kind of think of the biggest, most powerful government we've ever had to this point. But yes, we are going into debt. This chart below, our federal spending, shows how much debt we've had since really the beginning of the 20th century, and it's definitely significant. World War II ends, it dips a little bit, but that spending will continue and continue and continue up to modern day. We're about to spend a whole lot of money modern day if you're following things. Anyway, oh, I put a song on here for you. So we're paying for the war with war bonds again, similar to World War II or similar to World War One. There you go. 85 million Americans hold war bonds. Okay, and look at the automobile factories. Wow, 1941 we made a lot of cars. What happened by 1943? We made 139 cars. Why? We're now making tanks. Basically, think of this. Every single factory now went to war production, and they're guaranteed a profit to do so. So if you were making shoes for people, you're making boots for soldiers. If you were making cars, you're making tanks or planes or something else. Every single factory goes towards war production. The War Production Board, they mandate this compliance. Peacetime industries, they're converted to war production. And again, like I've been saying, think of this as the biggest, most powerful government controlling every element of society. It even controls how much milk or meat or gasoline you can buy each week. It's a really, really powerful government during World War II. These are ceiling prices. Companies were not allowed to price gouge you. So like you could get toast for a nickel, bacon and 2 eggs, 40 cents. And that's, as the most that they could charge. People would save, even kids would get involved in this. Kids would like take the tires off their bicycles and give that to the government so that they could use the rubber for whatever they would need. If you're cooking, you're supposed to save the waste fat, give that to the government, give it to the meat dealer, and then the meat dealer gives it to the government. Somehow that can be used for explosives. Share the meat as a wartime necessity. Men, women, and children over 12, 2.5 pounds per week. So everything is rationed, everything is controlled. And again, just kind of look at this stuff. Nothing I would directly test you on other than understanding that the government, holy cow, it's powerful during World War II. Have you really tried to save gas by getting in a car club? You have to conserve everything, because if you don't conserve, oh, you're giving that guy a ride. Yeah, when you ride alone, you ride with Hitler, and no one wants to ride with Hitler. That's bad. As for all these war posters, there's a whole lot of propaganda out there, and you can see the racism embedded in a lot of these. The anti-Japanese posters. You can see, anti-Hitler, anti-Mussolini, and they even made like a bunch of kids' cartoons. I'll try to post a link to a few of these things in a second, which are all on YouTube and a bit bizarre. But yeah, lots of propaganda against the Axis, against the people that we were fighting. Here are kids getting involved. This little girl is saving a piece of inner tube. Make sure they're sunk, bring in your junk. They would have scrap drives and you find whatever, the government's going to use it. So just think, waste paper, old rags, scrap metal, whatever it is, people are going to be involved in trying to help out. More of the propaganda, a lot of these are racist. Is he your child? You don't want this. Buy war bonds, or else your kid becomes a Nazi. This is the enemy. Tapping into people's, religious background with a dagger through the Bible. Ooh, that one's bad. So these things are published everywhere, and obviously there's a lot of anti-Japanese sentiment, anti-German sentiment, but most of it was anti-Japanese because, again, they attacked us. The Germans at this point, for the most part, were assimilated. Stop him, and the job's done. Tokyo kids say, much waste of material makes so happy. He's got blood on his knife. Trying to dehumanize the Japanese. Using reverse psychology. Don't buy defense bonds. Make me so happy. Thank you. It would make people want to buy defense bonds. So again, lots of propaganda, similar to what we saw in World War I with that George Creel guy. So we're doing it again. This was Popeye fighting the Japanese, but Bugs Bunny did, Donald Duck did. I'll try to post a few of the links when I post these lectures in a second. And I think that's as much as I wanted to do today. We'll get to the fighting tomorrow. So again, ask me questions. Hopefully you're able to get through these. Just be sure to click that you watched it and let somebody know who's not yet on here. I got to call your parents if you're somehow not doing anything on Classroom. So click that you did it. Let me know if you have questions. Have a good afternoon.